Okay, this has been a video that I have been long looking forward to making, and that I know a lot of people on Twitter, and I'm sure my subscribers have probably been looking forward to as well. And today is finally the day when I talk about and review Alita Battle Angel. Hey guys, what's up? What's happening? You got the King Games 98 here, and I am so hype and excited to talk about Alita Battle Angel, the 2019 live action movie. Okay, so a couple of things I want to mention before we get this video started. So this is not going to be a 5-minute review video. It's not going to be 5 minutes long. I am going to talk about spoilers, so if you haven't seen the movie still and don't want it ruined for you, then don't watch this video. If you've seen it, great. I hope you enjoy it. And if you don't care about spoilers, then enjoy. How this video is going to work is I'm going to talk about the whole movie, the whole story of the movie, and then I'm going to talk about my thoughts, feelings, and opinions about the movie. Then I'm going to talk about a little bit of the history of this franchise. And then I'm going to talk about how this video came to be and how I came to watch this movie and own it. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. Taking place in the year 2563, a scientist finds the remains of a female cyborg in a junkyard. Dr. Dyson Ito is the scientist's name. Dr. Ito puts the cyborg back together, and the next day she wakes up. When the cyborg wakes up, she doesn't remember anything about herself. Dr. Ito gives her the name, quote, Alita, and shows her around Iron City. Alita almost gets crushed by a mech and is saved by Hugo. She also saves a dog in the process, and Dr. Ito formally introduces her to Hugo. It is then revealed that Alita was a female cyborg Dr. Ito created to be his daughter years ago. Alita runs into Hugo practicing motorball with some friends. Hugo invites her to join, and she does. Hugo gives Alita a ride home and buys chocolate bars for her to try. She loves it. The next day, Hugo takes Alita to his secret spot, which is atop a tall building where you can see the whole city. Alita sees Dr. Ito leaving the house late at night and decides to follow him. She then discovers Dr. Ito is the one who has been killing female cyborgs for their parts. Where is it? Yeah. Dr. Ito realizes he fell into a trap set up by hunter warriors, and Alita has to protect him. After saving Dr. Ito, Alita finds out he is a hunter warrior himself. Dr. Ito then tells Alita about her daughter and how her cyborg body was originally meant for her. He then tells her that the technology used for her heart is 300 years old, making Alita 300 years old. What? Alita and Dr. Ito argue over Alita wanting to become a hunter warrior. Hugo then takes Alita to see a motorball game. Hugo unexpectedly leaves Alita at the motorball game. It's then revealed that Hugo is working for Vector, stealing motorball players for their parts. The next day, Hugo takes Alita out of the city to a crashed spaceship from the Battle of the Fall, where she finds an advanced cyborg body inside of the ship. Dr. Ito refuses to transfer Alita into that body. Alita then goes behind Dr. Ito's back and registers to become a hunter warrior. Alita and Hugo go into the hunter warrior only bar called Kansas. She then starts the biggest bar fight I have ever seen. That was freaking epic. After Dr. Ito stops the bar fight, Gruishka breaks through the door. Gruishka was the guy Alita fought to protect Dr. Ito when he fell into the trap and cut his right arm off. So Gruishka, who has been repaired, now seeks revenge against Alita for cutting off his right arm. Gruishka cuts Alita's arms and legs off. He would have killed her if it wasn't for Dr. Ito and Hugo scaring off Gruishka. Dr. Ito then transfers Alita's head onto the body she found on the ship, the, quote, berserker body. Alita is back and better than ever. Alita runs through the city until she finds Hugo. He is very happy to see she is, quote, back in one piece. He then kisses her and she asks, does it bother you that I'm not all human? He replies saying, you're the most human person I've ever met. Then Vector meets with Hugo to learn more about Alita. The following morning, Hugo wakes up to find Alita perched in his open window of his bedroom. Hugo tells her that Vector wants Alita to try out for Motorball. Hugo tells his group that he's done killing cyborgs for Vector. Ed Skrein appears, making it look like Hugo killed a cyborg when he didn't, and tries to kill him. Dr. Ito realizes that all the other people trying out for Motorball are bounty hunters hired to kill Alita. Alita defeats all the bounty hunters and saves Hugo from being killed by Ed Skrein, only to then be stabbed in the chest by Ed Skrein. Alita makes it look like she killed Hugo by cutting off his head, but is secretly keeping blood flowing to his head. She then brings his head to Dr. Ito to make him into a cyborg. Alita then goes to confront Vector about what he did to Hugo. She then remembers who she is and that her mission is to destroy Nova. Gruishka surprises her and Alita finally kills him by cutting him straight down the middle with Ed Skrein's sword. Vector gets mind-controlled by Nova and Alita kills Vector. Hugo leaves Iron City and tries to climb up to Zalem. Zalem is the floating city that is right above Iron City. Alita finds Hugo and tries to reason with him to not go to Zalem. Nova sends a spiked wheel down the wire that's holding Zalem up in the air. Hugo tries to jump over the spiked wheel and gets cut into pieces. Alita jumps over the spiked wheel and grabs Hugo's hand, holding on by piercing the sword through the wire. Alita starts to pull Hugo up by his one arm, and his arm starts to detach. Hugo says to Alita, "Thank you for saving me." Alita replies by saying, "I love you." Hugo's arm completely separates, and he falls to his death. Alita screams out in rage, "No!" The screen then shows clouds and time passing. Alita is then shown getting ready for the motorball game that will determine if she becomes the, quote, final champion, and goes to Zalem. She lets one tear drop out, and then cuts it in midair with her sword. That was a really cool scene. She goes out to the roaring crowd, and the announcer welcomes the Battle Angel herself, Alita. Alita raises her sword pointed towards Zalem, with Nova standing over looking down at her, even though she doesn't know it. And the movie ends. And that is how Alita Battle Angel ends. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about my thoughts, feelings, and opinions about the movie. I thought the story was great. I absolutely loved it. I thought the music used throughout the movie was great too. I thought the actors that they got for this movie were fantastic. I loved the actress who played Alita, the actor who played Hugo, the actor who played Dr. Ito, the actor who played Vector, even the actor they got for Nova. I thought they were all fantastic. The CGI used throughout this movie I thought was also fantastic, and to me, you could tell that this movie was made in 2019. And now, most importantly, this movie, Alita Battle Angel, really reminded me a lot of Astro Boy. And let me briefly explain why. Okay, so in Alita Battle Angel, we have Dr. Ito who finds the remains of Alita, puts her back together, and brings her back to life. In Astro Boy, we have Dr. O'Shea who rescues Astro from Dr. Tenma and brings him back to life. Now, once Alita comes back to life, she doesn't remember anything about herself. Once Astro comes back to life, he doesn't remember anything about himself either. Dr. Ito gives her the name Alita. Dr. O'Shea gives him the name Astro. Now, this is, I think, the coolest connection both of these franchises have. Alita slowly starts to remember things from her memory and about her past life. She remembers that she is called 99 and that she was in the war with Mars for the that she was on the side of Mars in the War of the Fall, or the Battle of the Fall, whatever you want to call it. In Astro Boy, Astro starts to remember about his past life, that he was called Toboy, and Toboy was Dr. Tenma's robot who was supposed to be his son. His son tragically got run over or something and died. So Astro was really created by Dr. Tenma and is technically supposed to be his robot version of his son, which is Toboy. So I thought the connections there were just way too similar, but it didn't bother me that Alita Battle Angel took some inspiration, or probably took some inspiration from Astro Boy. I actually really like that, because I really like Astro Boy, because Astro Boy reminds me of Mega Man, and I'm a huge Mega Man fan. So I like Mega Man, I like Astro Boy, and I like Alita Battle Angel. And that is all the comparing I'm going to do from Alita Battle Angel to Astro Boy. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the history of this franchise, starting with the manga. The manga in Japan was known as Gundam. That is spelled Gunnm. In Gundam, Alita is called Galley. Gundam translates, I guess, in another form of Japanese, it translates to Ganmu, Ganmu, which Ganmu, translated in the English, translates to Gun Dream. So I find that very interesting and fascinating that the manga in Japan was called Gun Dream instead of Battle Angel Alita or Alita Battle Angel. So yeah. In the US, Kodansha USA published the manga, which ran from 1990 to 1995 for a total of 9 volumes. The manga has 4 different manga series that were spin-offs and sequels. Okay, the next part I'm going to talk about the history is going to be the anime OVA. So it got an anime OVA in 1993 based off of the manga. It was just called Battle Angel. It was released on VHS tape and DVD. The VHS tape, I believe, was actually a white-colored VHS tape. If, old school VHS anime fans, are watching, yeah, you'll remember the white-colored and different colored VHS tapes the animes were on. The anime OVA was dubbed by ADV Films. I'm actually a fan of ADV. I like them. I like their work. And the anime OVA contains 2 episodes. The first episode called Rusty Angel and the second called Tears Sign, that adapt the first 2 volumes of the manga. So I think that's pretty cool that the anime OVA was only 2 episodes long, and the 2 episodes adapted the first 2 volumes of the manga into a 2-episode anime OVA. I think that's pretty cool. And I don't own that, and I swear to you guys, if I ever come across it, you bet your ass I'm buying it. Okay, last but not least, the video game. There was a video game made in Japan only called Gundam Martian Memory. It is an action role-playing game made for the PlayStation 1. It is based on the Battle Angel Alita manga series. It was only made in Japan. It is the only Battle Angel Alita video game ever made. It was released on August 27th of 1998, so the game is as old as I am, 22 years old, and it is a single-player only game. And that is all the history of this franchise I wrote down for notes that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Now, one more thing I will mention about the video game. Apparently, it is very hard. It is very hard to find and expensive to buy too. I looked the game up on eBay before I recorded this video, and only 1 listing came up. So that's got to tell you something. And I believe the seller wanted over $100 for the game. So, yeah. Not easy to find and expensive to buy, too. Okay, so now I'm at the point of this video where I want to tell you guys how this video came to be and how it came to be that I bought Alita Battle Angel, the movie, and watched it. So, I'm a big fan of the Nostalgia Critic. And the Nostalgia Critic's YouTube channel on YouTube is called Channel Awesome. A while back on Channel Awesome, the Nostalgia Critic reviewed Alita Battle Angel, the movie, and he talked about it and gave his own personal take, his own thoughts, feelings, and opinions about it. And I watched that video. Well, it is solely because of the Nostalgia Critic that this video and me having watched the movie came to be, because I watched his video on it, and because I liked what I saw and I liked what he was saying, and because of all the good things he had to say about this movie, I ran right out to my local Walmart and bought this for $20. And I can definitely say without a doubt that was $20 well spent. But no, seriously, this video and me having watched the movie itself, I credit a huge, huge amount to the Nostalgia Critics review video of Alita Battle Angel, the live action movie. So therefore, at the end of this video, I'm going to put a link to his channel and then a link to his review video, so whoever watches this video can watch his review video and, think of it what you will, and, give your own thoughts. Here you can watch his review video, and then you can hear what he has to say about it. There, that's a easier way of putting it. Okay, so I absolutely freaking loved Alita Battle Angel, the live action 2019 movie. I can't say a single bad thing about this movie. I loved it that freaking much. This movie, to me, it just had everything. It had the good story. It had good actors. It had the cool cyberpunk post-apocalyptic anime setting, which, for the record, reminded me a lot of Ghost in the Shell. And I love Ghost in the Shell, so therefore I love this. And, so on, just like with Astro Boy, too. So I really love this movie. I can't say a single bad thing about it. Therefore, my final rate for Alita Battle Angel is going to be a perfect 10 out of 10, as if you couldn't already tell by how energetic and hype I am talking about the movie. But there's one nagging thing I have to get off my chest. And it's not going to affect my rating. It's still a perfect 10 out of 10, but I have to say this. This has to be said. The way this movie ends, it ends like it is leading up to a sequel. And I'm pretty sure I have read a couple times online that producer James Cameron did plan on making a sequel movie to this movie, and or a few movies set in this universe of Alita Battle Angel, which I would have been more than perfectly fine with. I would have loved that. But nothing has ever come of it, and as of this video, there is nothing saying online, no announcements that this movie will ever get a sequel to it, which I think is really a shame, and I'm really saddened by that, because of how much I love this movie, and that I solely believe it does deserve a sequel, because the way it ends not really done telling the story. I can't really explain it any better than that, but it's like you could tell by the way they ended that they weren't done telling the story, and they still had story left to tell there. And that bothers me. It bothers me that happened, because I hate when movies do this. Now I'm going to explain why a sequel movie is probably never going to get made for Alita Battle Angel. This movie was made in 2019 by 20th Century Fox. I'm assuming it was after 2019, or maybe it was before this movie was made. I'm not quite sure when, but at some point Disney acquired Fox. And so they now own the rights, I'm assuming, to Alita Battle Angel, like they do with certain Marvel movies and, the X-Men franchise, because that was always done by Fox. So with that being said, I'm sure Disney probably didn't look too kindly to the Alita Battle Angel movie and probably took one look at it and said, this is not kid friendly. We are not doing anything with this franchise. I don't know that for a fact that that's truly what they said. I'm just assuming. I'm just assuming that's probably what they thought about it. But I would definitely bet money that they probably did not look too kindly upon the movie, because the movie is actually rated PG-13. And even though it is rated PG-13, there is it's rated PG-13 for sequences of sci-fi violence and action and some language. So that's completely true. There is violence in this movie. There is bloodshed shown, and there is some, explicit, language said. I'm not going to deny that and say that it's not in this movie when it is, but because this is really not a kid-friendly movie and not a kid-friendly franchise, realistically, I can't see Disney going for. Well, I can't see Disney in the future doing anything with this franchise, and that really breaks my heart and kills me because of how much I loved watching this movie. So, with that being said, that is why I think a sequel movie to the Alita Battle Angel movie will never happen. Now, don't get me wrong. I would love to see it if miraculously, some way, shape, or form it happens. That would be great. Sign me up. Take my money. I'll be there day one, waiting in line at theaters to go see it. I will guarantee you that 100%. But realistically, do I see it happening? No. And that makes me really sad, because I really want more. I want more Alita. I want more stories. I don't own any of the mangas or the anime OVA, but I'll tell you what, you bet your ass if I come across either any of the mangas or the anime OVA, I'm buying it. I'm absolutely buying it. Now that I am familiar with this franchise and, know of it, and I love it as much as I do, I will gladly buy and support this franchise. Okay, guys. Wow. About to be rambling on now for 23 minutes. Wow, hit that 23-minute mark. Okay. So I'm sure by now you guys are probably annoyed of hearing me talk and ramble on this long, and maybe are annoyed of hearing my voice. So I'm going to end it here. That's going to do it for my movie review video of the 2019 Alita Battle Angel live action movie. This has been an absolute pleasure, and it has been I have absolutely loved watching this movie and making this review video for you guys to watch. Both writing the script that I call it down, and for making this actual video. It has been a pleasure, and it has been very fun and exciting for me to make. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, for liking, comment, and subscribing. Please, 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 please don't hesitate to leave a comment down below if you want to talk about a specific scene in this movie to me, or if you want to talk about the movie in general, or if you want to even talk about the manga series or the anime OVA, even though I don't really know a whole lot about the manga or anime OVA, because like I said, this is the first time I've ever watched Alita Battle Angel, and this is the first I ever got to know of the franchise. So please don't hesitate to comment. I am very friendly. I don't bite. And I love when people comment on my videos, because then it shows and tells me that people are watching them. And I love to always talk with people about stuff that I like and that I'm passionate about. So without further ado, that's going to do it for this video, guys. I really, 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 truly hope you guys did enjoy this video as much as I did, both watching this movie and recording and making this movie review video. It has been an absolute pleasure, and that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and take care.